When I turned 18 years old, I started my first business, and because I was very inexperienced, I made a lot of mistakes that caused me to lose a lot of money and get manipulated by clients. So in this video, I'm going to help you avoid those mistakes so that your business can grow faster than mine did. So in February 2025, I started a pressure washing business for driveways and patios. And it was able to grow pretty fast with some Facebook advertising. So I was able to get a lot of clients initially. Because of this, I managed to get a load of experience within just the first couple of months, and I learned a load of lessons. The first one being, don't skimp out on the marketing. In the beginning, Facebook posts were working well for me, and I was able to get quite a few customers just from posting in different groups. But then I decided to start trying out flyers, and I made this whole design. I printed 2,500 of them, an entire box, and I just started walking around my town posting them through doors. And guess how many clients I got from those flyers? This was £50 worth of flyers. Zero clients. And let me tell you why that happened. I made my own design rather than paying a professional to help with it. And I thought it was good, but clearly not good enough for a customer to want to buy from me. It didn't really look professional. You could tell I just made it in Canva. So the best thing you can do with your marketing is pay for a professional to create it and then you distribute it. You will save so much money by doing that. Now you might think, well, I don't want to pay a professional, that's expensive. But let me tell you what's more expensive. Printing out a load of flyers that get 0 customers. That's so much worse. Yeah, I lost so much money from that. And then, since the flyers didn't work out, I decided to try out Facebook advertisements. So I made my own Facebook advertisement, and within £3 of spending, I got my first client through Facebook ads. So I went over there and did the job. It went well. I got paid for it. And then I kept putting out Facebook ads because I was like, yeah, this works. But I didn't get any more clients. Not one. I spent another £30. I didn't get a single client from that. I mean, sure, I got that one client in the beginning with the Facebook ads. But clearly that must have been an exception because it didn't work after that. So just pay a professional. You might be trying to save money, but trust me, you will lose so much more money if you skimp out and try and do it yourself. I've also seen my friends with these great businesses, and when they get to the advertising stage, they decide to do the marketing themselves to save money, or they just let a friend do it for free. And it doesn't go well because it's not professionally made. The person who made it doesn't understand how to bring in clients. They don't have experience with that. And that's what you need when making sales online. It's not as easy as it looks. Number 2, when running a business, expect everything to go wrong. Because it probably will, especially if you're running a service business or if it's your first business. With my pressure washing business, so many things went wrong, especially in the beginning. So with I believe it was my 3rd customer, we agreed on a price and everything, and I then went and sent over the invoice. But I hadn't researched invoices yet. So I just quickly created one. I searched up on Google how to make an invoice. But I did something wrong. I added a VAT onto the invoice, but my business wasn't VAT registered. I just thought all businesses add VAT. That's just how invoices work. But I couldn't have been more wrong because it actually turned out it's illegal for you to charge VAT if you're not registered. So luckily the client noticed this and they warned me straight away. They were like, "Why are you charging VAT? Are you registered? Show me your number." But then I realised the mistake I made and I quickly corrected myself. And if they hadn't corrected me there, I could have potentially gotten fined because that was illegal. You can't do that. And especially for a service business, you need to be prepared for equipment breaking on the job. Once I was in the middle of a pressure washing job, I was just finishing up, and the hose for my pressure washer just burst open, and there was chemicals going everywhere, bleach, really high percentage dangerous bleach that's really harmful to your skin, to animals, to plants. It is very bad. But yeah, I had to stop the job early. I watered the chemicals down with some hose to kind of dilute it. And yeah, I had to kind of quit the job halfway through. But I could have been more prepared by that by having a spare hose on standby. Just having a spare one in the car or something. So always be prepared for things to break, things to go wrong. I've had equipment go missing before, like a connector for the outdoor garden hose. That went missing, so I wasn't able to connect my pressure washer to the tap. And I had to go and buy a new one before the job started. So just always expect things to go wrong, have backup plans, have extra equipment, because things probably will go wrong. Number 3, don't trust offers from the client, just payment. When I was first starting off in my pressure washing business, I had an owner of a pub contact me, and they said that they worked at a local estate agent's. And because they own this pub, they said if I could come in and clean a part of their patio, it was just a small patio, that they'd share my services in their local estate agents and see how many jobs that they can get me. And I was naive at the time, I had just started off, so I thought, yeah, this is a great opportunity, I'm going to do it. So I went over, cleaned their patio, they seemed friendly and everything. I did the job, and nothing. I didn't get any jobs from any kind of estate agents or anything. They had tricked me to get free labour, basically, to get their patio cleaned for free. Now, sure, it was only a small one, a small patio, but still, a job like that would have been about £70 to £80. Because it takes a lot of time, I need to get my equipment ready, I'm using chemicals. It's expensive for me, so I need to charge a lot. Now, it wasn't a complete failure, because they did invite me back to clean the main pub garden. And they actually paid me for that, quite a bit of money, about £150. So I did that job, but still, that small kind of patio area that I cleaned, I didn't get paid for that at all, so that was really a loss for me. From clients, you should only be accepting money, cash or a bank transfer. Not any kind of offers, promoting your services, nothing. Just money. Because people will scam you. They will get free labour out of you. And they'll take advantage of your inexperience. So just take money. Now, if people say they can promote your services, sure, that's a good thing. But they should still be paying you for the service that you're providing. That's just standard. Number 4, research and be ready for anything. If you're running a business, you need to know how to run that business in every way, and you need to know all of the problems that may come to you during a job. So, for me, in my pressure washing business, I once had a job where I went in, cleaned their patio, and they had a load of stains in their concrete. Rust stains, oil stains, all of the kinds. And I didn't know how to get rid of that. I didn't have the chemicals for it. I wasn't prepared. See, I knew that I would encounter that one day, but I thought I could just spray it off with the pressure washer. It would just take a little bit more effort. But no, you really need chemicals, it turns out. So whatever kind of business you're running, you need to research all the kind of problems that you may need to solve on the job. And you need to have the equipment ready for it, just in case. Because if you don't, you're going to do a very poor job and the customer won't be completely satisfied. Like, when that happened, when there were stains all over the concrete, I felt embarrassed leaving that job. When I was showing them the result afterwards, it didn't feel good because it was still obviously very dirty. It looked terrible still. But yeah, they still paid me for it. They gave me a little bit extra as well. And then I left, and I didn't even post the pictures to social media. It just didn't look good. I wasn't really proud of that job. So always be ready for anything, or you'll just disappoint yourself and you'll scam the customer. You'll disappoint the customer. So always be ready for anything. Number 5, switch to an online business. After 3 months of running my pressure washing business, I've realised that in-person service businesses, they're terrible. It's really not worth your time. You make such little money for it. There are much better things that you can be spending your time on. Because if you think about the online world now, the online business space, you can make so much more money. You can make, if you get to the higher echelons, you can make hundreds an hour, thousands even an hour. You'll never see that kind of money as a local in-person business, a service business. Even if you hire employees, you won't make anywhere near that. And with online business, you can put in such little time. Like with a YouTube channel that I'm working on now, videos don't take that long to make. For me, it's like a whole day for one video. I just have to go out and live my life and learn lessons, practice things, and then I share my lessons on YouTube. And it doesn't take as long as all the time that I was putting into pressure washing, which was hours a day. It's no different to just having a job, really. Whereas online business, you have more leverage of location, because you can basically travel the world and work from anywhere. You're not tied to this location that you're servicing in. And you have more leverage with your time. I can work on this YouTube channel at any time in the day. I could work in the evening. Like, look outside. It's the evening right now, and I'm recording. I can work in my own hours. And I'm not making money from it yet, because obviously YouTube videos, they take a bit longer to make that money. But the money that I will make when I start getting monetized and making money, it will be so much more than what I would have made if I'd kept working on pressure washing. You need to think about what has the greater reward. Where are you more free? While starting my pressure washing business and running it over time, the total expenses came up to about £800, and the income that I received came to £750, roughly. So I made a loss of £50. But I would say it's worth it, because I learned a load of lessons from it, load of business lessons, and I now have a clear path of what I want to do, because I've tried something. And that's what most people don't do. As long as you try something, you will grow, you will learn, and you will find the real path that you want to go down. So I'm happy with the decisions that I made. Very happy, in fact. But I would have benefited a lot more if I had just focused on an online business, growing something that would benefit me more in the future. With YouTube videos, I'm putting up these assets that can make loads of money over time, as they keep getting more and more views. Of course, you have to work to make the videos, but eventually, once it's out there, you can make passive income from it once you're monetized. Now that you know some of the mistakes to avoid, if you'd like to try starting your own pressure washing business and see if you could do a better job of it than me, check out this video on your screen, where I'll kind of guide you through the entire starting up process. Goodbye, thank you for watching.